YouTubers. I went out, bought the Prestige Black Ops, but my video does not transmit to the receiver. So I can send it back to Activision, but then I have to pay for postage, and you know what? It kind of works intermittently. I think it's a bad solder joint is what it is. So if I push down on it, it'll transmit back to the transmitter for a little bit. But I'm gonna open it up and see what's what here. So okay, so this little bumper system is a little bit weird to pry the thing open. The back you just lift off. The front I had a little bit of trouble with, but just carefully pry it off. It does pry off. You just gotta go slow. On the bottom side I actually took some screwdriver and I propped it out. So anyways, looking at the electronics here, it's pretty hard to see. But upon close inspection, I thought that this was my problem here, because that connector looks a little bit loose, but that's for the microphone. The camera, the little pinhole camera, is right there, and like I said, or maybe I didn't say, but when I pressed on the top of the thing, it would work. It would transmit back to the transmitter, and upon opening it up, I think this is my problem here. This red and white wire, there's just a couple channels here. There's one channel here and there's another channel here in this white piece of plastic. Well, this wire is lifted up like that, and when they close the assembly, that wire looks pinched. Well, that's pulling power from the batteries. This looks like the switch where all the transmission receiving is going on, and then it powers the motor, and then this looks like this is the servo to control the front tires, and then up here you got the whole assembly for the or the PCB for the camera, and it's pulling power to power the receiver, transmitter, sorry, just the receiver, and then it's powering the camera. Well, if those wires are pinched, then I suspect that my board is just not getting power, and then when I press on it, it's actually connecting those wires momentarily. So I'm going to try and replace these wires, or just cut that right there and re-solder them, splice them, or do something, and I'll see if that fixes my problem. And if you guys are having the same problem, you know, you get some low-paid budget worker working at a factory assembling thousands of these for all the Call of Duty fans, you know, that stuff like that is going to happen. So, you know, if your video is not working, then go ahead, open it up, see if that's your problem. Second bet would be it's got all these crappy connectors in here too, like that looks loose. There's those connectors again, here and here. So if one component's not working, I would suggest looking at your connectors first, and then see if it's getting power. So I think my camera is just not getting power because these wires are pinched, so I'm gonna get some alligator clips out and see if it works. Okay, so I just powered it up here. Now, like I said, that wire there, oh shit, I'm getting feedback here. See, there we go. It stopped. You guys saw the lines. Okay, now I'm just going to tap this wire here and kind of mess with it. wire feels really pinched here. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off, turn it on again, see what that does. Okay. It's probably just severed right now. But let's see. Turn it on. That's all I got. Ooh. Really wish I had a better quality camera so it'd come out crisp. Okay. Alright, I'm going to rig some up. Getting close where I go. Okay. So I took off the screws for this board here, and actually, because this wire was tucked underneath, I had to find out where this wire came from. So this wire brings power from here, so I'm just going to measure the power on this side. Get the reading there. Oh. I guess I gotta turn it on first. Okay, 6.96 volts. Now I'm going to go to this side and I'm going to measure here. Okay, well, the problem was not the power wire like I suspected, because it is pinched and I don't like that, but it is getting power because I measured the voltage here at 6.9 volts, measured it on this side, 6.9 volts. The camera cut out there. And then I played with the wire and it held. So it's not that. So the next thing that I did was I just took like a little screwdriver. I popped out the camera and I removed this screw and that screw. And then when I pulled it out, I must have this cable where this camera, where the camera connected to this ribbon cable, where it goes in there, it must have just had like a poor connection in there. Because when I pulled this whole thing off and I was playing with it, and I went over and I checked, and now it's crystal clear, clear as day. This is my watch that I got on there, just to show that it's transmitting live. That's the second hand there. And I'm getting a lot of glare, but even just moving the camera around, you know, I can. You can see there's my kitchen cupboards and whatnot. So really, not a clipped wire, but just something was loose, not connected. I just pushed that microphone connector back in, but long story short, saved me a shipping charge, you know, and yeah, I'm happy as a clam now. So glad I fixed it. Now I just gotta get this all back together. What a mess. Hey guys, just want to note something to you about whoever else is trying to fix their RCX10. It's kind of fucked in the design stage, that I just noticed now that I have the thing apart. But it's kind of like a one-way assembly here, which is stupid. Okay. On the bumper half that sits in the front here, you got these two little posts. I took them off and unscrewed them, but when I put this top cover back on, I'm gonna have to put these back on. Now here's these little retainer clips. They just go in there right beside the camera, and once I get everything together, this bumper, I'm going to put the top shell on the bottom shell, and then the bumper is just going to I'm going to have to use a lot of force here, and I only got one hand. But these just get pushed in there. Let me put the camera down here and show you guys here. So when I got it assembled, I'm gonna have to push this in and push hard. Use a lot of force. And there's my bumper that's going to be on the car. Now, the problem is that's like a one-way assembly, because you have to take that screw off to disassemble it. Now the problem is you got the bottom half and the top half together, and then this snaps on, and that kind of prevents you from opening it because the bumper sits like this, so you can't pull it straight up, because this is you can see I can't even put it back on like this. And that's fucked. Like, who designs shit like that? I don't get it. But, well, be warned. Okay, I'm just periodically checking my work here as I've reassembled it. I want to make sure the thing still works. There's the Black Ops screen. And there we go. So, got the video feed all working. Hello. And I just wanted to show you what I was talking about with the bumpers there. So I just want to double check my work, make sure everything works before I snap this back in, because I don't want to have to deal with the bitch of a headache to unsnap this. So here we go. There's the front end of it. Line it up. Okay, it's all good. There. So now that snaps into place. That prevents me from pulling the top cover off of the bottom. Stupid design. Not well. Make sure the label's right. And same with that. Same with the back. Now the back bumper snapped in place. So there you go. There you have it. If you need to fix your camera, then that's how you do it.